On a small chain of islands south of Japan, something unusual has been quietly happening for centuries. People there live longer than almost anywhere else on Earth, not by chasing trends, not by measuring calories, or following modern dietary rules. They eat a plant every day. It appears in soups, teas, and simple meals passed down through families long before the modern age. When a leaf is cut, another grows back by morning. When the stem is broken, a bright yellow sap flows, distinctive, unmistakable, and rare. The Japanese call it Ashitaba. Tomorrow's leaf. Long before modern science paid attention, Ashitaba was valued as a tonic plant, one believed to support resilience, recovery, and long life. Its story begins on Hachijo Island, a volcanic outpost shaped by wind, salt, and isolation. For centuries, this island served as a place of exile. Those sent there were expected to struggle. Many were expected not to survive. Instead, they adapted. Ashitaba grew wild on the cliffs and hillsides, thriving in poor soil where other crops failed. It regenerated rapidly. It tolerated neglect. And when people relied on it as a staple, something became clear over time. Communities that ate Ashitaba regularly experienced fewer chronic illnesses and unusually long lifespans. By the Edo period, the plant had gained a reputation beyond survival. Samurai consumed it to sustain endurance. Farmers used it for stamina. Mothers gave it to children to maintain health. At one point, cultivation was even restricted, reserved for certain regions. The knowledge persisted quietly, especially on islands like Hachijo and Okinawa. While much of the mainland moved on, modern science eventually caught up. In the 21st century, researchers began examining what made Ashitaba unique. Nutritionally, it was already impressive. Rich in antioxidants, chlorophyll, minerals, and even vitamin B12, rare in plants. But its defining feature lay in the yellow sap. Scientists isolated a compound called 4,4-dimethylcalcone, a flavonoid found in Ashitaba and almost nowhere else. In laboratory studies, this compound activated autophagy, the cellular process by which the body clears damaged components and maintains internal balance. Autophagy is the same mechanism associated with fasting and caloric restriction. It plays a role in cellular repair, metabolic health, and aging resilience. In controlled studies, Ashitaba-derived compounds extended lifespan in multiple model organisms by activating this process. This wasn't folklore, it was biochemistry. Further studies linked Ashitaba's chalcones to reduced inflammation, improved blood sugar response, and protective cellular effects. The data was published, peer-reviewed, and publicly available. And yet, Ashitaba remains almost unknown outside Japan. Not because it's unsafe, not because it failed, but because it sits in an awkward place in modern systems. Ashitaba is a traditional food with centuries of documented use, yet in the United States, it's considered novel. Approving a new food for broad commercial sale requires costly regulatory pathways. Because Ashitaba can't be patented, there's little incentive for companies to fund that process. As a result, it's rarely seen fresh, seldom discussed, and mostly relegated to supplements or specialty growers. Still, the plant itself is remarkably accessible. Ashitaba grows as a perennial in mild climates and thrives in containers elsewhere. It tolerates partial shade, regenerates quickly, and produces abundant edible leaves. Many people grow it indoors during winter, harvesting continuously from a single plant. Its flavor is green and slightly bitter, often compared to celery or parsley. In Japan, it's added to soups, teas, tempura, or dried for later use. This is not a miracle cure. It's not a replacement for medicine. It's something quieter. A food remembered by communities who never stopped using it. A plant whose value lies not in novelty, but in consistency. Ashitaba doesn't promise immortality. It offers maintenance, repair, continuity. The name Tomorrow's Leaf isn't just about how fast it grows back. It's about the idea that nourishment is something renewed daily. Not chased, not extracted, but tended. Some knowledge doesn't disappear. It simply waits,